Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here to talk about the M1 MacBook Pro and MacBook Air and why I decided to return the MacBook Air and keep the Pro. Let's boil it down to one thing. It's the fan, it's the active cooling. I really just needed that fail-safe. If my computer was to get too hot during a live stream, a tethering photo shoot with a client, or any other professional application, the fan would kick in and cool it off. If the Air had a fan, I would definitely have stuck with the Air. Everything on the Air is fantastic. The processing speed, as you'll see in the benchmarks, pretty much keeps up with the Pro. I do welcome the benefits of the more premium speakers or the microphone and a bit more brightness in the screen for sure. However, they're literally the same machine. They have the same processors. It's amazing. I'm editing all my YouTube videos on it at 1080p, adding colors if I need to, but realistically, it's just like a portable solution. The battery life is out of this world. It lasts all day. The MacBook Pro M1's build quality is definitely something that is a bit above the Air. In the keyboard, the trackpad is a little bit larger. The keyboard feels a little bit more solid. The screen brightness is really good to have, just that extra 20%. When editing outside, it does really make a difference. However, all in all, these computers are so similar that for the majority of people, I would go for the Air, even if you are a professional. Thinking about live streaming over the next 6 months, I believe I'll be doing a lot more live streaming, and whether that's going out on site and actually live streaming clients. For that extra $400, it's more of like an insurance safety blanket, but otherwise I would have gone with the MacBook Air. They both look fantastic. They both perform amazing. As you can see from this benchmark, the MacBook Air actually spikes ahead on some occasions when completing small tasks, which is really surprising. Basically exactly the same performance up until the point where the computer gets a little bit hot and the MacBook Pro is able to cool itself off. Now we're talking about a difference between about 5 to 10 minutes window approximately when you're exporting 100 gigabytes worth of video. So to me, that's the same. If you're complaining about that 5 minutes, I mean, you're one of these super highly productive people that calculate every 10 seconds of your life, which is not me, and maybe you guys on the channel. We're sort of this group of, yeah, we love what we do, but we don't want to kill ourselves over it. The MacBook Air is just for you. I wish that the MacBook Air had even like a micro fan, because I think that that would just sort of save it from this thermal throttling, which I haven't experienced. And quite frankly, the MacBook Pro, I've never heard the fans turn on since I've bought it. I just know that going into summertime in Australia, there's going to be times where it's going to be hot outside, and I think that combined with a strenuous workload, the fan's going to really help. However, this is a very small difference that I wouldn't necessarily be paying for. It's just the insurance policy that if it does get too hot, I won't be dropping frames on a live stream. The 8 gigabytes is more than enough. It actually behaves like a 10 to 12 gigabyte system with the memory swap functionality. So basically using your SSD as a bit of RAM. That swapping is enabling me to multitask and also send out fast render times on my media files. It was either I get the 16 gigabytes, spec up the SSD and spend another $1,000, but I'm using my PC as my main workhorse, and this base model MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, whichever one you want to get, will definitely handle all of your media concerns and projects with ease, because if you're looking to get something that's going to handle 6K raw files and put hundreds of clips in a project, you need to get yourself a PC or a Mac Pro Tower just for that thermal throttling and those dedicated GPUs. But for the majority of 1080p and even some 4K video files, this computer definitely can handle it. I would have gone for the 16 gig, but once you do that, then you'll upgrade the SSD, and then you'll say, well, then I'll just sell my PC and use this as my... It goes on, and I think that it's good to be able to get the base model on something, because it sort of limits you in terms of your ideas on how far you can push the machine. You would really use this computer to edit lightweight 1080p files, or even ProRes files, of course, and use your PC or your workstation to handle the grunt of everything. Leave a comment if you've got any questions. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. I'll see you around.